Yo, my peoples, what's up? Welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. Jason here. Today I have a solo playthrough for Forbidden Jungle. This one is the hotness as I record this after Gen Con 2023. It is the fourth in the line in Forbidden games from Matt Leacock, published by Gamewright. In this game, you are playing explorers, and you are exploring a tile map that is very familiar from the Forbidden series. The twist here in Forbidden Jungle is that we have to find a portal, and there are a couple of them here buried under the tiles. Once we find the portal that we like, we will engage in a spatial puzzle. There are tiles in here that will allow us to move this around, destroy some tiles. Eventually, we will need to surround that portal with active crystals. 4 of these crystals are active. Get those surrounded, get on top of the tile, and win the game. And so that is the long-term goal. All the while, the denizens of the deep, these monsters, their hatchlings and their eggs are going to be spawning, growing up, moving around, stinging us, getting in our way. If you are familiar with the Forbidden series, you know that the third entry, Forbidden Sky, departed a little bit in terms of its weight and what you were doing from the core Forbidden concept. Here, we return back to what made Island and Desert so distinct, yet adds in some mechanisms and some long-term puzzly play that makes it distinct from the rest. I'll go into all that with a brief overview and then dive right into the solo playthrough of Forbidden Jungle right after these announcements. You're on the One Stop Co-op Shop, a gaming empire, and your one stop for solo and cooperative gaming goodness. Fans of the Forbidden series are going to find a lot that is familiar here in Jungle, even down to Fool's Landing, which was a tile in all of the previous games, and also it included the ship that you launched in Forbidden Sky. I love that little touch. The moveset in Forbidden Jungle is very familiar. You get 4 actions. You could do one or all these actions on your turn as you see fit. You can move. You can remove a critter of any size, and I'll go over the critters in a little bit. You can explore. And what you are looking for are these portals. You need at least one to escape. There's a couple in the board. And oh, by the way, they do come out oriented. You're going to notice these shapes. These shapes will come up with monster movement. But yes, they are oriented all over the place for the time being. Once we have discovered the portal, now it is our job to get 4 crystals connected to the area. The crystals are going to occur under these tiles. There's 6 of them. 2 of them are blank. That's no good. Here is an example of a live crystal. Now, arranging the crystals to get next to the portal, that's where the puzzly fun occurs. So you have a couple of tools for that. First of all, you have this destruct switch. That is an extra action you can do on your turn. So I can move and go boom. Anything on this tile just goes bye-bye. Prepare to do that a couple of times on your turn at least. The other tool that you have, or the main tool anyway, is the Configurator, which allows you to move tiles. So if I were here, I could move this tile right there, and I would have accomplished one of my 4 crystals. Now, there's some rules for movement, the biggest one being that I couldn't just put this anywhere. It has to land in its final spot next to a tile, or have a tile adjacent to it. So there's a definite puzzly aspect. There'll be discussion around the table. How do I sequence the moves? How do I make sure that I can follow those movement rules to get the crystal next to the right portal? Occasionally, I will uncover tiles that have this gear icon. The gear icon are these familiar items that will allow me to get extra movement around the board, do heroic things, etc. I also have access to my always on powers. In this playthrough, I'm playing the explorer who gets an extra move action around, and I get a biologist who's basically my medic. If you played Pandemic, you know what I'm talking about. This character can do more than kill one enemy on their turn. They can wipe out all of them. Sweet. So we have familiar paradigms of the other 6 characters. For instance, the Navigator can move other characters. The Spelunker has a little bit of extra movement. They can move through the tunnels and so forth. Getting in our way is going to be the denizens of the jungle. They are going to be operationalized by a threat deck. We're going to pull at the beginning of a normal game 2 cards, but then as things get worse, we're going to be pulling 3 cards per turn, 4 cards, etc. Very familiar stuff. I say organic because you're going to begin with some eggs, which are going to be spawned every once in a while by the adult, whatever that thing is. Ooh, nasty. The eggs occasionally are going to grow up into hatchlings, and the hatchlings are going to grow up into fully grown adults. Those are individual cards, and that will happen randomly as the game goes on. Some of the cards are going to move the hatchlings and the adults. So this says to move towards blue. If you notice on both sides of the tile, there are these printed numbers. So if it was on this side, then it would move towards there. Or if it was on this side, it would move towards there. So randomness right there. When the adults land on a player piece, they sting for 1 health. And that's one of the lose conditions. If anyone is dropped down to 0 health, they die. Very, very few ways to heal, so watch out. Another thing the game is going to do is that the adults are going to spin some webs, once again in that direction. So we have some adults over here. We get web right there and a web right there. What that means, it just makes it a little bit harder to explore and to move around. I'm going to be pulling from this reserve over here. If any one of these 4 piles runs out and I have to pick and I can't, that is a lose condition as well. And finally, I lose if the threat meter goes all the way up to the skull and bones. So that is a brief overview of the basic rules. There's a couple of other rules that I'll get into as I proceed through the playthrough. So let's get to it. All right, so let's get going. Because all the enemies are on the other side, the first few moves for you here in Fool's Landing are going to be pretty scripted. So let's go ahead and go with our biologist. As a reminder, they can wipe out all hatchlings and all adults in one action. Sweet. But I'm not worried about it right now. So let's go ahead and go 1, 2. We got a nest. And there is a gear. The gear allows me to draw from the equipment deck. The equipment is extendable arm. Remove all eggs from your tile and each adjacent tile. This one will come into play until a little bit. So let's go and do the homework, which is to uncover the crystal. I have 1 crystal. Unfortunately, it is a tunnel. Actually, fortunately, either way, they're good and bad. The action of the threat deck mostly deals with the monsters, so let's go ahead and focus on them. Move hatchlings and adults towards star. So you just look, and you've got star over here, we got there. And you could do this in any order you want, and monsters only move once, so they'll kind of like group up and keep moving. So it's probably my least favorite aspect of the game. I love the monsters and how organic they are, but it could be a little bit of a chore. It's like, okay, you pull 1 card, move, etc. It's not bad. All right, so we got hatchlings emerge. 1 hatchling in each tunnel. I was speaking of tunnels. That's why tunnels are a bad thing. I have a feeling biologists will take care of that on their turn. All right, it is the explorer's turn. The explorer always moves diagonal, except for here, sort of. When you do the move action, you move twice. Reason is that it actually matters a lot because you're destroying tiles. If you get stuck on a tile, like marooned, and in another game of Forbidden, the explorer will be able to kind of move around. In this game, no, you can't. Once you're marooned on a tile, you don't have a jetpack to get out of there, you're cooked. So, but at least they get to go 1, 2. So it's like 1, 2, go on here, explore. That is an empty nest, and we are going to draw an equipment for them. A trap. Move all the hatchlings from your tile, each adjacent tile. There's going to be some build-up. There's going to be real opportunity to spring the traps. One of the good parts about this game is that the enemies surge up, and once you are able to kind of solve that puzzle and get all the enemies together and swoop them up all at once, that's really satisfying. All right, let's continue our journey this way. So then we're just going to do the 1 move and then open this up. This is the configurator. The configurator, I'm going to keep that upside down to keep the orientation, but that's the one that allows me to move tiles. Not necessary now, it will be in a little bit. All right, let's get some more enemy movement. We have movement for the hatchlings and adults towards red. Let's go ahead and move the hatchlings first towards there, and then we have some monster movement. They're just moving around. They don't exactly hunt. the explorers. It's almost like the explorers are kind of a nuisance. The big thing is that when a adult monster enters that zone, there's that stinger, but for the most part, they're just there to scare the heck out of you, but not specifically go after you. And we have one more card, Adult Spin the Webs, in red. So now we get to demonstrate some web spinning. We got one web right there, one web right there. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to that high. I've played a bunch of games of this so far. I've never uncovered this tile. That's the way it goes. As I said before, the opening turns are fairly easy. Kaboom! Get out of here. Hatchling 2. Kaboom! Another hatchling for 3. And then 4 is the compiler, or the compeller. So the compeller, if you're using action on this space, you can manipulate where different enemies go on each tile. So you kind of take a full tile of enemies and then kind of draw them. Whoop! There's some surprises that are going to come out of this configuration, so I'll save those. But for the most part, that's what the compeller does. And the biologist gets another equipment, which is the serum sprayer. Remove all the webs from your tile or heal 2 stings. That's some pretty useful multi-purpose, even if it's kind of, ew, gross. I don't want to spray myself with that. I think it should be obvious. Clearly, you have to clear the tile of everything, monsters, webs, everything in order to be able to explore it. If I didn't say it, now I said it. All right, let's go ahead and trigger some enemy phase. More movement towards black. So let's go ahead and move the hatchlings first. 2, 1, 2, and 3. Also, as I stand a little bit further away, sometimes the colors can be hard to see. Another just small thing to note. And so this was a little bit of a misjudgment. I shouldn't have left myself so close to a adult, so that's not great. We're going to take care of that. So let's go ahead and go 1, 2, another configurator. That's fine. 3 and 4. Take care of that adult before you can sting me, sir. I'm penetrating those woods to see how the animals like it. Adults emerge from portals. I have not unleashed a portal yet, so that is fine. Nothing happens. I do like the escalator in this game. It's natural. So at the beginning, you're not going to have a lot, so not a lot's going to appear. By the end, there's going to be a bunch of portals, a bunch of tunnels, all sorts of stuff's going to appear. The natural evolution in the terms of the balancing of the game was really well done. All right, and we get some more webs in the black direction. I only look at the adults. They can't web off of the tiles. So enemy turn with nothing happening. Let me cherish that. All right, we haven't had too much opportunity to fight so far. Let's see if we get some more. Yep, I'm going to get a tunnel and a portal. All sorts of stuff's going to pop out of here. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. A nest crystal, and that is a live crystal. I have 2 out of 4. I haven't gotten any of the growth cards. In other games that I've played, everything grew. And I was dealing with 8 adults. Not so much this game. That's the way it goes. Collapse! Remove the lowest numbered tile and everything on it. So we are going to get some periodic collapses of the field, and the game is designed with numbers on the bottom of the tile, so the same tiles will collapse in sequence. Fool's Landing will always be the first to collapse. The game is telling you, stay right where you are until you find that portals and light them up with crystals. Let's see, what else do I get? Oh, there we go. Eggs are discovered. Add 1 egg to each nest. Take a look at that. We got an egg right there. And also 2 eggs right at the bottom of the board where I started. My prediction, these are going to be a problem. And so let's keep on going with the exploration. We got one. The third configurator. Don't love that they're all together, but hey, that's okay. 2, take advantage of that movement. 3 is the destruct switch. So let's go ahead and blow some stuff up. I'm going to do a little bit of grid calculation to see what needs to be exploded in a little bit and end on the potential crystal. Look at that. I'm nice and intimate with these creatures. Now we're going to see some growth. I've seen a lot of movement, not a lot of growth. Not a lot of growth. Let's spin some webs. Still only have 2 adults out there, but now the path over here on my left side is getting a little bit webbed up. Yep. Spawn. Add 1 egg next to each adult. So this is not great because the cards that hatch into hatch egg to heads to hatchling to adult are still in the thing. So by turn or a couple turns from now, these could all be adults. What am I going to do about it? I'll tell you what I'm going to do about it. Start destroying some eggs. That's what. Let's leave that one there unexplored for now. I'm going to go destroy an egg 1, move, destroy another egg 2 before they start growing up into hatchlings, and then 3, a compeller. Ooh. This is a nice place to camp and get them ferreted over somewhere. Not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. Maybe my equipment will give you some ideas. Explosive. Wow, the best idea. Remove a tile that is adjacent to you along with everything on it. Boom! Oh, yeah, I've used that to great effect. Love that one. All right, I have a feeling eggs hatch, eggs hatch. Yep, there it is. Hatch. Turn everything out there into hatchlings. And so there you go, little movie magic for you. Hatchlings right there. Let's not forget the hatchlings there as well. And I told you, people! No! I had a really placid start, but this is where the game starts to kick my butt a little bit. Grow up all hatchlings that they just turned into hatchlings. Now they're going to grow up super serum style into full-fledged adults. And so that's what that looks like right out of a horror movie. Bam! There are only 12 in the reserve in the whole game, and when you run out, that's it. The game is over. This is what I have in the reserve. So 10 are now on the board from 2. That's what this game can do. And so we are not going to mess around. Let's get rid of this web. See if I find another crystal. No other crystal, but I did find some equipment. Fluoroscope. Peek under 2 tiles that do not have any eggs, hatchlings, or adults. Usually you ferret out the dumb tiles, so you ferret out some of the crystals, but I've already uncovered 4 of them, and I got the dummies. So I don't know what I'm going to use that for, but we'll see. And I am no dummy. 2, 3, get out of here, monster. And a nest and a portal. Probably going to get a new monster there. Can't do everything. So here is my reserve. Plenty of everything else, not a lot of monster. Showing you this because here you go. Threat rises and shuffle. Shuffle the threat discard pile and put the cards under the threat draw pile. So you take everything else, discard this one. Go ahead and give that a shuffle. Not a ruffle shuffle or a truffle shuffle, whatever Barrett does. And stick those right under the main deck. And now, starting next turn, we are going to draw 3. Let's go ahead and finish off drawing 2, the adult spin webs. Lots more webs, but it could have been a lot worse because we got some blue sticking out that way. All right, so if you were wondering where the jazz in this game is, you definitely have to get past that first phase where you reveal a bunch and the monsters really present themselves as a threat to get to it, but here I am. So I'm going to use the compeller, which I am on right now, to set up some shenanigans. So let's go compel 1, compel 2, compel 3, and compel 4. What am I setting up for? And so how do they respond? Move hatchlings and adults to blue. That's blue. Oh, no! Oh, my God, I'm overconfident. Ah! So that is 1 damage to the biologist. I forgot that one. What am I doing? And also, let's not forget the ones down here. Told you they're going to cause a little bit of problems. Okay, the threat rises again. We have up to 3. It's still 3, but it is rising. And grow, good. Remember, I had reshuffled this, so this grow already took to maximum effect, so no effect this time. So the explorer is going to go. They are going to play my first item of the game, the fluoroscope. Fluoroscope allows me to peek at tiles. I don't know if this one is worth it. The electrifier. So there's only 1 of these in the deck. And when you push the enemies on them, they die. So having that is awesome. Having that outside on this outer edge is not awesome. May not get to that. Let's also see what's going on this outer edge over here. It is a tunnel and a gear, which really isn't worth it. Thank you for telling me that. I'm not going to go for you. Let's clean up them corners. We're going to go 1 explorer move, a nest, and a portal. Man, some inconveniently located portals. Oh, well. So that is 2, 3, and 4. All right, so let's see what foulness befalls me. Adult spin webs. Oh, God, no. How many are on here? Let's do the easy one first. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 webs. Oh, oh no. Just going to put them in a pile. I only have a couple of webs left. I only have 6 webs left in the supply. So if I get another one towards the yellow, I'm in big trouble. This may not have been a good idea. Hatch. Oh boy, that's a really clutch one to get right there. Nothing hatches. Adults emerge. No. And so this is what I get for riding the lightning over here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. That is 12 on the board right now. Had I had to pull another one, your boy would have had to lose and reset. That would have been terrible. But as it is, I survived to execute my plan. We are going to go 1. We are going to go 2 with this giant mess of adults. I'm not sure what would have draw 7 adult Cthulhu things into the same tile. I don't care. Step into my trap, said the spider to the explosives. Boom! Ha ha! We are going to explode this tile. And we're going to get rid of all of these adults. And what that does is it explodes all of the webs on the tile. That's why I wasn't afraid to group them up. I did take a risk a little bit, which is the exciting part of the game. I could have lost there. High risk, high reward. Boom, this tile is done. What was it? A destruct switch? Oh, how ironic. Get out of here. Wait a minute. As cool as that was extremely bad. That was the worst single tile that could have been destroyed. I'm going to have the second destruct switch, the second of 2. There's only 2. The deck is going to destroy it because it destroys the lowest number. This is a number 2. So I'm going to have to survive the rest of the game without a destruct switch. But I've taken care of enough of the enemies to give myself a lot of breathing room and work out the puzzle. And so right on cue. Boom! Collapse! The destruct switch is gone because it is a number 2. I have lost all ability to destroy tiles because I lost both switches and the card. So that's going to make the game a lot harder. It's a lot easier because of the monsters, but the sliding puzzle just became way more difficult because I can't get rid of certain tiles. We'll see what happens. All right, so we got some hatchlings emerging from the tunnels, very helpfully colored to be able to identify those fairly easily. And they are going to move to the red. They're not going anywhere, so you just got to look out for that. Doing a little bit of do-si-do here, and done. So at this point, it is about revealing crystals. I know that what this is because I already revealed the 2 duds. We have a tunnel and a crystal. That's not great. And then move down here to get that set up. What is the deck going to do to me now? We're going to spawn. So we still have enough adults out here. That one spawns off of the adults. Yeah, they're pooping out eggs. That is so, so lovely. So to actually be a threat. So I took out a bunch. Unfortunately, not enough to totally forget about them. Okay, they are going to move towards black. So now they have spawned. And time to get Giddy Yap over here. And they're going to... Oh, there he goes! No! Get away from me! And number 3, they are going to spin webs. Basically from whence they came. So let's go right there, right there, right there. And so here's the poopy part. I cannot cross as long as these webs are here. Here's the good part. The compeller allows me to pull them over. They're not bothered by the webs. Hello. Shank. Get out of here. And while I'm manipulating things, you saw how good it was to get everything on one tile. There you go. All right, last 2 cards of the stack. We are going to get some more webs. Oh, there we go. 1, 2. That's the bad part about stacking them up like that. They're going to just kind of poop webs all over the place. And they're going to move towards star. That is not advantageous for your hero. So that's the end of the deck. You give it a shuffle, and now we can get that threat rises and spawns of the eggs. All sorts of bad stuff can happen again. What happens? Move to black. Didn't they already do that? Ooh, yeah, there we go. We're going to go here, right there, there. Now I really got to start thinking about getting the puzzle into place. You get this hard pivot in the game. I've discovered basically what I need, and now it's just about executing and escaping. So we're going to go 1 and 2, get this thing out of here. Now I can operate the configurator with anything on it as long as it is face up. So let's go ahead and leave those webs in place. So this took a little bit of planning because these two tiles are perfect candidates for destruction because they're in the way of this tile over here, but I can't destroy stuff. So let's go ahead and just configurate. Let's move that up out of the way for now. Moving destroys webs. That's another way to get rid of webs. That was my third action, and then fourth action, we're going to move that one up here, eventually punting it out of the way. All right, so let's see what is in store for our heroes. Collapse! And looks like the next one down, the next order in the order are the configurators for the most part. This nice low configurator, bam, got rid of that one. That actually saves me a little bit of time. Thank you, game. You taketh and you giveth. Fantastic. All right, hatchlings emerge from the tunnels. This time we have 4 tunnels frittered about to deal with. And the threat rises and shuffle those discards, stick them under the deck. So we're going to get those back as soon as we get through the deck. You see the game spends a lot of time on 3. So if you want to really challenge yourself, Legendary will take it into 4 pretty quickly. And so I'm usually using the destruction, not using the compeller as much, but I found one, and boy howdy, we're going to take advantage. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder what I'm going to do with this tile. Let's see what happens to me in the game first. Let's go spin some webs, and we have 2 adults there, so let's go ahead and add 2 webs there. Eggs discovered, add 1 egg to each nest. So now I have some nests. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 nests. That would be a good time to get them to hatch. They do not hatch. They spin more webs. The next best thing to destruction is rendering them useless. The configurator, let's go ahead and rip these webs out. Again, what I don't mind gathering them on a space because I know I can destroy the webs easily. Bye! It's nice over here. Thank you. At least I like to think they think that. They're not vicious, are they? Let's also get this compeller out of the way. We have now made space for this portal to eventually move over here. So that would be 1 crystal over here. Slide that one down here. Slide that one down here. And somehow get that in there. That's what I've been planning the whole time, which is really satisfying. So that's going to take a lot of moves. Good thing we killed a lot of things. Last slide is going to be right there. It's a lot of eggs waiting for the hatch. Really? No way. Wow. Is that the second or the third time I've done it this turn? I have no idea. And so this may seem like I'm having an easy time, but 1 card could beat me because I have basically neglected the egg. So that is on me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hatchlings are there. So if this deck produces the hatchlings grow into adults, I insta lose. Move adult hatchlings towards red. That's a quick camera cut because there's a lot going on. Come on, come on, come on. Don't lose, don't lose. Uh-oh. That looked like the grow. It is spawn. More eggs. That's not so bad. It's these hatchlings I have to worry about. All right, so I have 1 hope over here, which is to get the equipment. There's some equipment in there that can definitely help me. And there's also a tile called the workshop where if you reveal it, you get 2 gears. So just like I predicted bad things, I'm going to predict good things. This is a workshop. Let's do it. 1, 2. Not a workshop. A tunnel. That is good because you can travel through tunnels. That is really, really helped out. So first of all, let's draw the equipment card. It is a time throttle. Yeah. Take 3 additional actions on your turn. Yeah. Let's see if I need to do that. There was also a jetpack, a beacon. There was a bunch of things that could have helped me there. So I happened to get the tunnel, and that's good. So that's just 3 and 4. Actually, 4. Let's kill this thing. And use the time throttle. Excellent. Perfectly timed. So it was another 3 actions. 1, 2. Kablam! Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Let the boys. I've killed so many of these things so far. It's so great. And just because I don't feel like dealing with them, extended arm, remove all eggs from your tile to east adjacent tile. Shh. Get out of here. That was sincerely a close... Come on! Grow! Turn all hatchlings into adults. Came one card too late for them, one card in time for me. Oh my god. So because I killed a bunch, I was able to fill the board with 8 of these things. It'll take a little while for the board to charge up again. So until then, we will absolutely see what happens. Got to pull 2 more cards though. Adult spin webs towards black. The board is nice and spread out, so I don't have to worry about that too much. Just as I say that, spin webs in star, but the stars are all facing outward. Perfect. So this is where the puzzly fun comes in. Spent a little bit of time planning this out. We're going to go 1, get rid of that web. 2, you know what's happening there. 3, and unfortunately there's a lot of homework involved in this, but that is the essence of the deal. And then 4, start to clear the way towards this crystal. This is a really interesting game. I don't think I've played a game like this before where there's a lot of configuration and a lot of manipulation. Usually it's destruction. Can't get away with that right now. All right, so we're going to move the creatures. Let us not get a move red, please. That would kill me too. I can't believe it. How much killing can I take? Check the discard. There is no move red. I live to fight another day. Threat rises. I have a couple of spaces to go in order to avoid that 4. And move to star. Let's go ahead and start gathering things. Let's get together. Now here's the interesting thing. Biologist is on a configurator. I could continue to manipulate the board, but I think I am better served by creature removal. So let's go 1 to the compeller, 2, 3, and use my biologist action. Pew, pew, pew. Nice vials right in the base of their skulls. Dead. Very few cards left in the deck. Let's move towards black. 1, 2. And collapse. Oh no. What's collapsing now? So the next thing in the pecking order are these portals. So I'm working with this one, so I have a little bit of a buffer. That's 9. This is 8. This is 7. This portal is disappearing. Didn't help me too much. That's too bad. And one more card. Hatchlings emerge from tunnels. There are plenty of tunnels now. Think I uncovered all the tunnels at this point. This really is a block puzzle. It's so interesting how this game kind of half your brain is this adventurous, kill things, and half your brain is basically like a Rubik's Cube. Haven't quite played a game that puts it together this way. So we're going to slide 1, and guess what? I have some opportunity to move that one, and I'm going to move this compeller a little bit closer so that this character has the ability to eventually leap over when I'm ready for it. All right, adults emerge from the tunnels. Good thing I killed a couple of them. 1, 2, and one of them disappeared. So I still have a decent amount left in the stock, but we are reshuffling and get 2 more cards. Another collapse. Oh, but guess what? I killed one of them. Ha ha! You just emerged. That's too bad. You went to the wrong tunnel, sir. And grow. Oh, just in time. Finally, that grow actually worked in my favor. Excellent. So that actually really, really helps me to get that grow before I get any eggs. But I'm still going to compel these 2 over here, kill them with my precious vials, and put these 2 together to set up that kill whenever I get to that tile, which I do have to uncover that tile. So some killing is happening right there. 3 cards, move them towards blue. Ooh, there's blue. Maybe killing is not going to happen. Thank you very much, guys. Unless you're going to move yellow right now. Not a move yellow right now. Threat rises. So that is going to go towards right there. Still in the range of 3. The threat doesn't rise very much in this game. And the last one, adults are going to spin in blue. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 adults over there, but I'm not too worried about that at this point. And maybe I should worry a little bit. At least not about the web, because I am moving these. But this tile is going to get moved over here. Oh yeah, there's a crystal in there. Bet y'all forgot. So that is 1, 2, 3. I need to be there. I got my 4 crystals. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could probably stay nice and focused here because that's where all the action is. Eggs discovered. Add 1 egg to each nest. How many nests do I got? That's a nest right there. Nest and nest, but I don't have to worry about the eggs growing at least now. Spawn. Oh boy. I'm just going to make this a mess. Let's fritter all the eggs right there. They are totally massing at that crystal for some reason. They think I think it's valuable. Who knows? And adults spin near black. All right, Bonsai, you know what the biologist is thinking of. 1, 2, 3. The eggs stay. I don't think I cannot kill the eggs. It's a different character. But these things, get out of here. Feeling like Rocky over here, killing dudes. All right, adults emerge from the... Oh, that's not a portal. That's the nest. Oh, that's okay. The 1 portal left, we get an adult. That's not the worst thing in the world. That adult is going to spin just to be annoying. Right there. Just to be annoying because I can't, that stops my movement. And they are going to move towards red. Oh, if they had moved towards star, that would have been just really annoying. But what are you going to do? So that slowed down the explorer, but did not stop them. So we're going to go 1, which is their double move. Let's remove that because they can't move around it. No diagonal movements. Very specific. That's 2. But I can move that way now and uncover that for the last action. Now I just have to end my turn, and I should be okay. I hope that the game doesn't run out of cards and destroy this tile. That would be super bad. Hatch. Oh, no! So that is going to turn into a bunch of these hatchlings. I am not close to running out of those, but it is something to watch out for. And I already got the grow, so it's not that bad. And they don't sting. Threat rises. I'm going to be close to pulling 4 if I am not careful and move everything towards star. Everything has to be clear. So much for this tile being clear. Angry Biologist says, no problem. We are sweeping that up. Their body count is about 35 monsters dripping in blood of the jungle. Beautiful. Just to finish this off, they're going to move towards black. Up, no stinger for you. We're going to spin some webs just to make it official. Let's go ahead and spin a web right there. No. No! This is the lowest number. You're kidding me. He lives. He hops over to the nest crystal, but they're staring at this cratered smoking hole in utter and complete shock. And so there is a 4th portal somewhere in the face down tiles, but you get the idea. I think I'm going to end it right there. Assume that I am not going to be able to go through another deck before the bot claims the next collapse. So I don't even think it'll be worth trying because once I uncover that portal, it's going to get destroyed. I could do all sorts of meta things to not uncover the portal, whatever it is. That seems like a lot of work. Point of this playthrough is to show the fun of the game, and I sincerely hope that I've shown the fun of Forbidden Jungle. It has that kind of dual mental space going on, the adventuring and the killing things, and also this sliding block puzzle that 2 characters can kind of split off and do their own thing on. I will have a separate video where I rank all 4 Forbiddens, but I sincerely hope that this video has given you the information you need to see where it ranks in your estimation and also whether it is worth your gaming time and gaming dollar. This is Jason with the One Stop Co-op Shop, reminding you that we'll see you at the next stop.